Eva has graciously offered this space for today's memorial for Tim. Thank you so much, Eva. Eva Soltis. And it's a real honor to have Tim's family here with us today. His sister, Kathy, and his niece and nephew, Shannon and Kevin. And you're going to meet some of the people that Tim played with. And I was thinking a lot about Tim this morning, and I was thinking that in all my years here in Joshua Tree, knowing a lot of musicians, I've never met any musician who was more committed to his music than Tim. Every day he got up and went out and played music. And that's pretty much unlike anybody else that I know. We all love to play music, but he was the most dedicated person. And so it's really great that we could gather today to remember him. This is Steve Carone and Eva Schwiezik, and they formed with Tim a group that was sometimes called Joshua Trio, I think. Joshua 3. So please welcome Steve and Eva.
Last summer, Tim had the nice idea to put together a small group of musicians. And I was privileged enough to be chosen by him to be part of this little folk ensemble where we would play not only folk music, but some classical repertoire, some popular music. We loved playing music of the Beatles, but a trombone and a couple of violins is not the most common combination of instruments out there, but Tim envisioned it working, and he's very selective about who he chooses to be in his ensembles. So, in retrospect, last summer was quite an enjoyable experience performing several times with the Joshua 3, the Joshua Trio. We went by several names, but I have to say Tim thought of all those names. And they were very, very catchy. So now for today we will play a short little suite of some Irish and Celtic folk songs.
sometimes he would be playing his violin, and I would sing faux opera with him. He'd be playing. And I was like, I had thought that we were going to work that into something. I had thought, well, that's going to be great. We can take this faux opera to the top. I don't know if it's my imagination, but in the time that he lived here, he seemed to get more and more proficient on his violin. Am I crazy, or didn't he get better and better? He got better and better. He's ready now. And I guess you heard his last words. When he left the saloon that night, the fellow said, "Be careful. There's crazy drivers out there." And he said, "Well, when it's your time, it's your time." Oh. And that's the last thing he said. And I think, how did he know? I see trees, green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and for you. And I say to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies blue, clouds of white, bright blessed day, the dark sacred night. And I said to myself, what a wonderful world. Colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, also on the faces of the people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They are really saying, I love you. I love you. I hear babies cry. Watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I say to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I say to myself, what a wonderful world. Well, Shari was gonna come do the light of mine, and we gotta all let it shine. Come on, Shari. No, whatever she sings it in, I'll play it.
start?
I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. To everyone I know, I'm gonna let it shine. Going with the flow, I'm gonna let it shine. Gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine.
How about everybody sing along?
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine.
Should we hide it under a bushel?
No, I'm gonna let it shine.
There is no bushel big enough to hide my light.
I'm gonna let it shine.
Shine and shine and shine.
I'm gonna shine and shine. Gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine.
Everybody.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine.
You got a verse?
I'm gonna let it shine.
Tim could hear us now, he'd say,
Come on, let it shine.
yeah. Tim could hear us now, he'd say, oh, come on and let it shine. Oh, Tim could hear us now, he'd say, yeah,
I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine.
One more time.
let it shine.
The light of mine.
I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Shine, let it shine.
Yes, yes. He just came out there and said, here's the music, it's gonna brighten your day, and I hope it brightens your day, and that's how he lived his life, with his music and his voice, and I'm so grateful to have met him in this life, and wonderful to see all of y'all here.
Hey, thank you, Elia Idleman and Shari Elf and Victoria Williams. Yeah, Vic made a good point, and that is that, you know, one thing that I really love about Tim and I relate to is, you know, people, he really loved people, especially babies and kids, but also, you know, because he loved people so much, sometimes they kind of piss you off. You know? I think that's out of a big heart, you know. He was a curmudgeon, and that was something I really loved about Tim. And we'll miss. And he wasn't religious, so I think that his belief system was about music. And so I think this is really a fitting way to remember him today, is with music. And our friend, yes. Yeah, totally. That's the music. And especially in this temple of music here at the Harrison House, really, thank you so much, Eva. It's really super fitting. The next person right here with me is John Yanashanis. We call him Yano, and he has brought his native flutes, and I'm sure I'm going to pull this back a little bit out of the wind. So, ladies,
play our stuff. You know, we wanted to make it like everyone else. So we go there. First person we see the first time we go is Tim Kelly out front playing his violin. Wow. And then we go, look at this great violin player. Listen a little bit. Went in and to do our songs, and then he kind of came in. Like there was a little loose. They let you play 3 or 4. So 2 songs in, we said, "Come on up, man. Come and play." Never heard us. You know, we play kind of country, so. We called him our fiddle player, even though he could have been Philharmonic, you know, obviously. So he played, jumped up, and just by ear started playing to one of our songs, and our friendship right there was started. We even gave him a ride home that night to his place where he was staying. He had his bicycle, so we threw it in the back of my truck and broke the little plastic piece on the window. From the handlebars, I was mad right from the get-go. Just met him, he broke the plastic. Then when we had money, we wanted to record a record, and we liked him so much that we invited him into the studio in Malibu. You know, called him up, went and picked him up in the Fairfax area, and drove him out to Malibu. We live in Santa Monica, and he got to spend the whole day recording on 4 tracks of ours. So, and we fed him, and we were able to pay him, and. You know, because he was a musician, we were musicians, you have just a natural connection right off the bat. And you know how Tim was, he was the kind of person that he wasn't afraid to ask for what he needed, and you like to give to Tim, because, you know, he didn't ask for much. If it was a ride, if it was a little bit of food, you know how it was, you know, he wasn't afraid to say, "Can you help me?" So one thing I can say is we always would have a helping hand for him when we'd see him. So long story short, 5 years go by, that was 10 years ago. 5 years go by, we got to our property out here. Sure enough, we go to the farmer's market, and there he is playing. Wow. And that's Tim, what are you doing here? Said, well, I moved, you know how he was. I moved out here, you know, it's cheaper, it's good, great people. I said, great, you know. Totally reconnected after I hadn't seen him for years. So again, at that point, we were able to get him a gig we did a concert at Ricochet, and we invited him to play, and all that time went by, we reconnected. So that's Tim Kelly in a nutshell. You know, his spirit kind of was traveling along with ours for some reason. I never thought I'd see him in Joshua Tree, but that's how Joshua Tree is.
Yeah.
And then all the way until we heard the horrible news, we just kept bumping into him. Whether it was, I gave him a ride way out to 29 Palms once. He was at Joshua Tree Saloon, and it was getting late, and he was on his bicycle. I said, "What are you doing?" He goes, "Well, I kind of need a ride out to my house." I said, "Where is it?" He goes, "Well, it's out there." Well, it's out towards 29 Palms on a dirt road. I went, "All right, let's go." You know, threw his bike in, and was able to give him a ride home. You know, just things like that. Just how that happens, it just happens. That's how life is. So, and he was totally grateful, and I would see him riding home on Sunburst all the time, because my property is out off Sunburst. So anyway, long story short, he played in the studio with us, and we had a song called Ride My Satellite, and I swear his part was so nice on it. It sounds like an outtake from Sgt. Pepper's. That's the kind of part he came up with. I mean, we're into the Beatles, it's a little Beatlesy song, but he heard that. And all of a sudden it sounds like this descending part off an outtake from Sgt. Pepper's. So I think they played some of it on the radio. You can look that up. It's called Ride My Satellite. But anyway, he's probably up in heaven. right? With George and John. He's going, look, man, I can do it. Let's write the next Sgt. Peppers, right? Let's write the next Sgt. Peppers. And only people are going to hear it, and people will come up here. You know, that's the kind of modality I see for him. So we love you, Tim. Sorry Jules can't be here, and you have a lot of friends, you know, who will see you eventually. With that Beatles outtake you did for us, unbelievable. So that's Tim Kelly in a nutshell. You know, good person, honest, usually happy. Also, I went to he liked to party. Tim liked to party. We know that. So there was a party at Trailer Trash. I think Shari Elf was doing an event there, and Tim showed up kind of near the end. But someone had brought tri-tip, a really nice tri-tip. It was like a potluck thing. And I said, Tim, make sure you get some of that tri-tip and get a nice big plate of food. And he went and got his nice big plate of food. And I think that was the last time I saw him where I actually interacted with him. So thank you, Shari. It was the one when Spank Shaft played and stuff. The block party, exactly. I think that was the last time I actually interacted with him. So besides seeing him riding his bike. So we love you, Tim, and thank you, everybody, for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you, Johnny Nation. Those early memories of Tim in California. Yeah, I was thinking, you know, when the trio, or the Joshua Three, were going to come play over at the Beatnik one Sunday, or actually it wasn't a Sunday, it was a Wednesday night, Tim kept giving me updates like, we've learned a Beatles song, because he knows I love the Beatles. So, you know, so in addition to their classical repertoire, which was like, I don't know, I mean, I know you did Mozart and Vivaldi and the Beatles. So cool. Yeah. So, yeah, when I'm 64. Did you do In My Life, or am I imagining that?
We did not do that one. We did Hey Jude.
Hey Jude. Yeah. No, all good. They're all good to me. But but I mentioned Sage earlier, and it's really an honor to have one of his classmates here, who happened to be one of Tim's students. And Sean, will you tell us your connection here? Sean Molina. Please welcome Sean and Celine Molina.
Hey, good afternoon. Hello, check, check. Good afternoon, Sean Molina. This is my daughter, Celine Molina. And for the last 2 years, Tim was Celine's teacher. And he would, depending on who was home on the Wednesday afternoon, we would go pick Tim up. My mom mostly, you know, we're working. My mom mostly would go pick Tim up. Would bring him to the house. We live up by the national park there in Joshua Tree. What would usually be your hour lesson always turned into an hour and a half, 2 hours, you know. So and Tim was great, you know, with Celine, and he worked with her on a number of things, you know, for the last 2 years, and she really advanced from her other violin teacher that she had at that time. And you know, Tim would hang out, and you know, we're Hispanic, so we feed everybody, you know. So Tim would eat, and you know, he'd be playing, and you know, I'd come in from work, and he'd be playing with it. My wife Faith, that smells really good, Faith. You know, so here you go, whipping it up, or my mom would make him some food, and you know, we'd drive him back home, and that was our relationship with Tim for the last couple of years. This song is actually the last song that Tim and Celine were working on. So he pushed her, and it was good. You know, she really blossomed under Tim, and she learned a lot. And I guess that's all I have to say. I'll turn it over to Celine.
Let's hear a really nice loud round of applause for Celine Molina. That is definitely what it's all about. And Eva and Steve, I think you've got your third band member there. Ready.
Yeah.
I'd like to bring out Phillip Rosenberg and Noreen. You know, in his life and in his passing, and by virtue of this gathering, Tim has made palpable the love and the coherence of this community, a community to which we all contribute and we all are nourished according to our level of comfort, our desire, and our ability. And I'm grateful for Tim for that. I'm going to read just a couple of real short pieces here. The first is an Irish funeral prayer. Death is nothing at all. It does not count. I have only slipped away into the next room. Everything remains as it was. The old life that we lived so fondly together is untouched, unchanged. Whatever we were to each other, we are still. Call me by the old familiar name. Speak of me in the easy way in which you always used. Put no sorrow in your tone. Laugh as we always laughed at the little jokes that we enjoyed together. Play, smile, think of me, pray for me. Let my name be ever the household word it always was. Let it be spoken without effort. Life means all that it ever meant. It is the same as it ever was. There is unbroken continuity. Why should I be out of mind because I'm out of sight? I am but waiting for you, for an interval, somewhere near, very near here, just around the corner. All is well, nothing is hurt, nothing is lost. One brief moment, and all will be as it was before. How we shall laugh at the trouble of parting when we meet again.
That's good. The Irish have a way, don't they?
Yes.
This comes to me by way of Noreen, who you're going to hear next. And Catherine, after reading this, pointed out to me that this may actually intimate that in the Irish, the fiddler to the community may be more important than the priest. It's called the Fiddler of Dooney. When I play on my fiddle in Dooney, folk dance like a wave in the sea. My cousin is priest in Kilvarney, my brother in Moharbury. I passed my brother and cousin. They read in their books of prayer. I read in my book of songs. I bought at the Sligo Fair. When we come at the end of time to Peter sitting in state, he will smile on the three old spirits, but call me first through the gate. For the good are always the merry, saved by an evil chance, and the merry love the fiddle, and the merry love to dance. And when the folk there spy me, they will all come up to me with, "Here is the Fiddler of Dooney," and dance like the waves of the sea. Noreen has written a very nice piece that she's going to present to you, and I can't think of the technical name for this style, this form, but I'm sure she'll tell you. Noreen Lawlor.
Hey, Noreen.
Thanks for letting me share. It's really nice to be here. And when I heard about Tim, I wrote this. And I do a lot of writing in a form called Haibon. And it's a journal entry followed by a short haiku poem. So I hope you can hear me. All right. I did not know him well, but he reminded me of a deer. He had that vulnerability. Made me think of the beautiful families of deer at my son's house in Sonoma who get decimated crossing that river road. Or Frida Kahlo's painting of herself as a deer. Her face with antlers, doe body bleeding, shot with arrows. I used to watch him playing his violin at the Saturday farmers market. Lively, sometimes terse melodies, mixing with the voices, buying and selling, weaving high-pitched notes with the bright-colored vegetables, the heat, the light. I gave him a couple of dollars, especially the first time I heard him. He was quite good. And I remember reading about the famous violinist who played as a test or a lark in the New York subway, and not that many people stopped or realized how good he was. He was sort of like that. You could tell he had a real love for the instrument. The second time I met him, it was outside my yoga class. Someone introduced us, and he talked at length about his love of the desert and starting a string quartet as if they were somehow interwoven. He invited me to hear him play, and when I did, there he was in the busy saloon with a string quartet playing Vivaldi, a study in contrast. And here's the little haiku. Wounded deer, clear high-pitched waves break like a Bach violin concerto over the bustle of the Saturday's farmer's market. The desert mourns in silence.
That's great.
Thank you, Noreen. Now I have the great honor of introducing Clive Wright and Artemis, who are going to perform two songs for you. One is, the first one I think, is an original by Clive that Artemis is going to accompany him on, and the second is a beautiful Joni Mitchell song that is so fitting for Tim and for this occasion.
Nice.
Let's hear it for Phillip Rosenberg and Noreen Lawlor. Y'all know Clive? Clive Wright? And Artemis. Artemis is getting ready to go on a 4-month tour. So this is tomorrow.
Wow.
So when she leaves here today, she's packing her car. So it's especially gracious of her to be here to play for us today.
Thank you, Artemis.
And Phillip mentioned the song that they're going to be doing, so it's not a spoiler. But I think it was probably the first thing that I thought of was, you know, like that she does this beautiful rendition of Real Good for Free, which is Tim's theme song for sure. And then Kathy told me that Tim was a great Joni Mitchell fan, so we'll send some of the love and energy to Joni herself too today.
Yeah.
All right, Clive and Artemis.
You should know
was really honored when Teddy asked me to play this song, because I don't think I've ever met anybody who embodied this song as much as Tim did. I didn't get a chance to really know him very well. I met him, and I loved his presence, and I loved hearing his music, and I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to play with him. And there's the song of Joni Mitchell's has this beautiful clarinet part on it, and I just recently met a man named Ricky Lee who just moved here to Joshua Tree, and he's an amazing clarinet player. He's going to be with us here to play today, but his mom had, he lives with his 83-year-old mom, and she had some kind of mishap this morning, and they're in the emergency room, so I just thought I would let you know that so that we can keep them both in our thoughts, because Ricky Lee's playing is beautiful on this song. He really, he echoes the spirit of this song as well. So. I slept last night in a good hotel. I went shopping today for jewels. The wind rushed around in a dirty town, and the children let out from the school. I was standing on a noisy corner, waiting for the walking green. Across the street he stood, and he played real good on his clarinet for free. Now me, I play for fortune and those velvet curtain calls. I got a black limousine and two gentlemen escorting me to the halls. And I'll play if you have the money, or if you're a friend to me. One-man band by the quick lunch stand, he was playing real good for free. Nobody stopped to hear him, though he played so sweet and high. They knew he had never been on their TV, so they passed his music by. And I meant to go over and ask for a song, maybe put on a harmony. Heard his refrain